Ladies and gentlemen, a typical opening to a Bob Doyle Show, ladies. It wouldn't be the Bob Doyle Show if everything worked. Is that right? Ladies and gentlemen, you're witnessing a dream come true. That's 2 in 2 days. We're here at the Vision, Voice, and Visibility. What's that? What? What?
I'm not getting your voice.
Oh, can you hear me out there? I'm already yelling, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Bob Doyle Show. As you can see, as you're watching live, and I hope that you are, please say hello, comment wherever you are, whether it's my Facebook timeline, whether it's the Facebook Bob Doyle Show page, or whether it's the YouTube channel. I'd love to hear from you. Let's see if anyone's joined in yet. We've got, oh look, we got the crowd joining. You guys are freaking awesome. These are people who are in the room right now. You see their comments on the screen. And the reason that I'm broadcasting live here is because, number one, it's fun. It's my favorite thing to do ever. And I also am talking about live streaming to this incredible group of entrepreneurs, and I'm showing them the extreme version of live streaming. This morning we were talking about how simple it can be by turning on your phone and hitting go, and now I'm showing them how complicated it can be and how many problems can come up. And yet I'm still smiling, ladies and gentlemen. All right, maybe I wasn't smiling a minute ago, if I'm really totally honest. All right, so I want to, you see this chair here, and I know I've got Tracy walking around the room, and now I'm going to call her back in, because the people who are watching back in the United States or wherever they're watching from normally when we broadcast this show on Wednesday mornings at 8 a.m. Pacific time, everybody taking note here in the room? Okay, great. And if you're in the room, I'd love it if you would, follow if you haven't, liked, and whatever. And of course, if you're watching on YouTube, you're going to want to click the subscribe button and click the bell so that you're notified so you never miss a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Miss Tracy Samlow. That's fun. You can still aim, if you can still aim at the crowd or whatever, I don't know, in some strange way. Or maybe someone else can walk around with a camera. I didn't even think about that part. And I realized today as I was, setting up here and setting up the chair for Tracy that I've been very remiss just here in this room to formally introducing this woman to everybody. So for those of you who are in the room, this is Tracy Samlow, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure. Whoops, that's not what I meant. I'm sure that you've had a chance to give her a hug and all that other stuff by now, and that you've realized she's a delightful person and why I enjoy sitting next to her so much. And she has recently joined me on the Bob Doyle Show every Wednesday morning, which makes things nice and easy because we get to get all cuddly and cozy and, make people go, oh, you guys are so cute, which has really always been my professional goal. I just wanted to be cute. That's all I've ever done. So one of the things I wanted to do here is to kind of go a little bit behind the scenes as to how this operates. Some of you who are watching at home have maybe seen some of this before, but these folks really haven't, and I kind of want to show them this fun setup. So now I'm going to need the phone back from whoever has it.
I just thought of that. I'm like, we need to show the board.
By the way, this is how it runs every Wednesday. Yeah, okay, come on in. All right, so now give a shot to, can we flip this? Let's flip this. Oh, there we are. This is Amir. He's helping. He's being the cameraman. He's part of the incredible AV team here at the Midland Hotel. This connection would not be possible without him, as proven by the fact that it wasn't just 10 minutes ago. All right, I'll turn this around.
Amazing.
Okay, so just to give you guys a little shot at what I've got going on back here on this screen. Obviously, I'm on a green screen, as you can see right here, and it's not even ironed that well. No. I mean, it's filled with wrinkles, which is actually a testament to the technology that I'm using now, because it's historically green screen and chroma key. They're very unforgiving. It's got to be super flat, super balanced, and we pulled out a miracle here being able to do this. I mean, I really wasn't sure as of the steamer. Oh yeah, the steamer. I think it's because of the voltage. I plug in my water-based steamer and my hand is on fire. and there's water everywhere. So, okay, this isn't going to work. So we just hope that that works, and it works just great. So this is a program that I use called vMix. It runs on the PC, and basically it allows me to, layer all of these different graphic and audio components and bring in videos and do interviews and just about everything you could possibly imagine for a TV show. So this is like my preview mode, and this is what's going out on the big screen up there. That's the live mode. The way that I control, what are you doing? Oh no, you can't. I have to do this.
Oh, okay.
So the way that I change scenes and all this is I'm actually using a MIDI keyboard. In television studios or real studios, they're going to use a big thing with lights. It looks like it belongs in a studio, but it's amazing what you can use to control your studio. And I happen to have this, and so I'm using it. And you can see that they're labeled. Like if I click on crowd. Awesome. And then the subscribe, all of these things like asking people to subscribe and take action and click the bell and all of that stuff is just a push button away. So that's a lot of fun. And then triggering the themes the same way. Turn it on and off, right? So there's all sorts of functionality, and then switching this phone camera on and off is just by clicking NDI phone. It's called an NDI connection. It's a network way that we can use my phone and other cameras to be a supplementary camera. So it affords a lot of great flexibility of being on the go, and we've done shows like this where the show's been running upstairs, and then I'll take the cake cam downstairs and I'll make my cake or I'll make the coffee or whatever like that. So this is just a basic laptop. Well, it's got some horsepower, but it's not the highest end. But one of the things about this kind of technology is it does require a good bit of CPU and all of that. Let's see who's out in the audience. We've got Shamna still here. Is there anybody? There's Kathy.
Hi, Kathy.
Kathy's one of our regulars. We love Kathy very much. Now, did everybody in the room share this? Really? Boy, I'd love to see how many viewers we have right now. I have no clue because it's not showing right here.
Hold on. I was
Maybe I might be able to look. Hold on. Let's just see what's happening. No, that's not going to work. Okay. Oh, look, and Bob is here as well, and there's Greg. So all these folks from England. So I appreciate all of you on the other side of the world waking up and joining us for this rather early morning edition of the Bob Doyle Show. Now, one of the things that I have been telling these folks about, oh, I don't like the sound of that.
Uh-oh.
That sounds like a USB connection that said, see ya. I hope it's not this one. Okay, good. But often this keyboard.
None of that's good.
That is not my favorite song. Oh, it just keeps Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And look, if you're thinking, oh no, his show's going to hell. No, this is pretty much it.
We wing it all the time. What are you doing tomorrow? Don't know.
Oh, okay. So obviously it was my own fault. Yeah, okay. All right, so this morning I was talking about different ways we can use, or different ways that I use this live streaming technology to really, really push it and try to set my computer on fire with CPU overusage. And adding all of these layers is one way I do that, but then there's other ways too. But I just want to show you a couple of examples of how I use live streaming in, I guess, ways that we were talking about how to be relatable and how to not just be, Bob Doyle from The Secret, but also Bob Doyle who lives in Las Vegas and hangs out with this gal and goofs off a lot. So, when we use the cake making as an example, I've got all these, here we go. So let me just play, I'll just show you what, now I need my mouse, I've lost my mouse, all right? So I'm gonna use this. This is just a video that I made with a 360-degree camera.
Why? Because I've already done this. And I was thinking it was like an original idea. I was like, oh, I got to make a little cake. I'll just make it live. And then as I'm getting closer to doing it, I'm going, I feel like I've done this. And lo and behold, October 20th, just last time, I just did it. I just did it.
This lost power.
This is not some unique gift to the world. Well, it is. But I've already.
There's our favorite song. There we go. Now I have control again. But just showing you, see, I'm literally making a cake. From beginning to end, by the way.
Dude, the salt is behind the camera. I get it, and I think you just sent a picture. I was actually...
All right, so you get the idea. I'm just a little slice of life, and I do that a good bit. And people freaking love it.
Totally.
And they bake the cake.
Yeah.
So that's one example. Now, pushing the technology even a little bit further, I've got a couple of examples. Now, these are, Snapchat, right? And you ever played with the Snapchat filters? Okay, well, so the thing about Snapchat is you can't actually broadcast live from Snapchat with these filters. That would be great, and I hope they do it one day. But with a little creativity and a green screen and being able to broadcast your phone screen onto your screen and then take out the green screen and overlay it on a recording studio, you can do things like...
on an exploration into the world of Snapchat filters. How long will we do this? I don't know. But I could totally do the Bob Doyle Show with these people. But I could take off his, why do you take off his red nose?
Here's my favorite.
And with that accent,
I love
real life, what's happening?
Isn't that freaking amazing?
I'm talking from the other realm. That's what's happening. That's right. You didn't know it, but...
And then here's another example where I'm actually using another program that looks at my face, looks at my body, and then based on what I'm saying and doing,
Welcome.
animates.
Let us say 1 week before Thanksgiving.
But you see, I've also...
That circumstances were different. Anyway, look, so we're having this meeting about where which cow patch. Now, I'm going to share with you that this year,
Okay, you get the idea, right? Thank you. So did we bring down the hotel internet?
Maybe.
Are you guys actually watching this on your phones?
Wow, that's great.
Okay, so here's what I want you to do. Go out there, if you will, and then you come back. And I want everybody to turn up the volume on their phones.
Oh, that's
I just personally want to hear the chaos. I want to hear the chaos. Turn it up all the way. I want to hear the chaos. I want to hear the phone chaos. Look at all those people watching. Oh man, if you guys know how to do watch parties and are doing watch parties, this is going to be like the highest viewed Bob Doyle show ever. Okay, you can turn it off now. What is that? Oh my God. Okay, you can turn it down. But all of this basically is what I love about this is this allows me to express my creativity, obviously in crazy ways. You're not on right now, but that's nice. This allows me to express my creativity in many ways, but also people definitely get a sense of who I am. And so what I'm hoping, obviously, through all of this, is that people get the sense that I'm a fun person to hang out with. Whether I'm teaching law of attraction or whether I'm teaching live streaming or whatever, doing voiceover, I want them to get to know that this is kind of what they can expect. Now, not everybody's on board. When I started doing the show, I started getting comments like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? I don't understand. What is the point of this? And I'm like, okay, you're not my tribe. Right? And which is totally fine because the people who watch my show regularly are so my tribe and they watch very consistently, and that is a great thing, and they share enthusiastically. And so a lot of these people have become coaching clients and things like that, been in my group coaching program. So you can absolutely cultivate professional relationships with this technology and using this. Now again, you do not have to do all of this in order to do that. You can do a lot of things just with your phone using technology with frames. You can create frames. I have a series that Tracy and I do called Under a Tree, where I go to the park that's right down the street from me. We literally sit under a tree and we just shoot the shit for about 30 minutes.
Just talk about nothing.
We really talk about, and we give out prize packs. So I bring we say we do. So with me I bring a
Didn't bring them, I'm sorry.
Well, if someone would show up at the park, we would
Show up in
absolutely.
Vegas?
I can't believe we didn't have. We did talk about bringing prize pack, but the prize pack consists of a wintergreen lifesaver, a Werther's candy.
Keep going.
I'm trying to remember what the last one is. Butter rum lifesaver.
Right? Oh, I don't have a butter rum.
Yeah.
I have a Werther's.
Because these, to me, I call them happiness hacks. These are just little things that you can do that just sort of make your day a little bit better. It's like, no matter what your mood is, if you got a wintergreen lifesaver, you can pop it in your mouth. It's like, Christmas, everything's good again. So we have this bit that we do at the park where if someone has come into Vegas, I'll get under a tree and I'll say, you know, again, we're offering the prize pack for anybody who comes up and taps me on the shoulder and says, I'm here for the prize pack. And then someone comes and taps me on the shoulder. I act all surprised, and then we have a conversation. So there's all sorts of, that's an interesting way you could do interviews, bring in guests, and just that whole thing. It's really about just doing something that is so freaking different than anybody in my space certainly is doing. You don't see Bob Proctor imitating a turkey.
Nope.
I haven't anyway. And I'm not saying that makes me better, it just makes me unique. It makes me me, right, it makes me me. It makes me. And also, it's also been really great to have Tracy in here, because first of all, people love her for some reason, right? She gives that smile, and again, that just brings in another aspect of me. It makes me like this person who has relationships and has fun and has feelings and all of these other things. And then I get to kind of kibitz off of someone too. So I'm not carrying the whole thing. So sometimes if you have a partner, a business partner, or whatever, somebody that you like to work with, to have that, you know, so that it's not, the burden isn't totally on you. I realize I've talked nonstop and haven't let Tracy say a dadgum thing except, yeah, right.
This is your thing.
This is such
Just
a good
keep
thing.
going.
But I guess I just wanted to really let you see, like, this is what the Bob Doyle Show looks like and feels like most of the time. Sometimes I will go on and I have an agenda. Sometimes I'll have guests, full-on interviews, law of attraction, like contributing real value. And other times it's 30 minutes of me looking like a moose, right? But I think some of the unpredictability is what people go for, you know. And it took a while, I feel, you know, for me to feel comfortable with taking that sort of risk, what I felt was a professional risk. But what I learned is that it wasn't a risk at all. And the real risk was not doing it. Because doing it the other way, just straight up and all, which I did for a really long time. I started on Periscope, and Periscope was another personal live streaming technology that came out several years ago.
Right.
It was early, it was even before Facebook. Did you ever do Periscope?
I did Periscope.
Yeah. So, but now with this technology, now I can do the full-on thing, and it gives me that ability to do this crazy stuff that I really love so much.
Well, one second. This is where we were talking about the restreaming, and so we're doing this on a bunch of different channels because of the technology now. So before with Periscope, it was just one. Now we have the ability to do, you know, different channels on Facebook, different pages, groups, YouTube, and Periscope.
Yeah, I did turn off Periscope for this one, but depending on the package you buy with Restream or whatever, you can add multiple channels. They have commercial things. I don't need any of that really. But the fact that you hit all those multiple channels and this technology brings in the comments from everywhere. That was a huge thing for me before, because I like to, obviously this way of bringing in comments is kind of unique too. It's like on the big screen behind me, but it's actually just a browser window that is bringing in all of these comments together, and then you can even see where they're coming from. You know, Facebook. I haven't seen it on YouTube quite yet. I don't think that I might have missed that. Bob usually comes in. But anyway, the point is that we can get comments, and if I wanted to, I could pull up a comment screen and also comment, and the comments would go out to everybody. So, talking about reaching masses wherever they are. This is just a phenomenal way to do this. And I said this morning that you couldn't do this on your phone, and technically you actually can. You can get broadcast software for your phone and then send that one stream to the Restream server and then propagate it, but you won't see comments. That's the one thing, and that's why I don't really do it. This way I get to see all my comments, and using this technology actually has saved my CPU, because I don't have to have so many windows open. It saved me tons of time. It used to take me a good 10 minutes to get all the windows with all the comments and everything I had to do to get comments on the screen. Now I don't have to do anything. I just hit go and it pulls it in. Is this really necessary? Not necessarily, right? But I like it, so I do it. And I also think that people get to see themselves on the screen. Yes, do you want the prize back?
Yes, I'd like the prize back. No, I would just like to reiterate that, you know, if you're not technical, you can still do this.
Yeah, you don't have to do
He's a tech geek, right?
Yeah.
He loves all of this. He's just showing you all of the different possibilities. But you can do live streaming, you can hit multiple platforms, you can use the tools that he's doing simply.
In a much simpler way.
Simpler way.
Yeah, you could just be...
You don't need a keyboard with cute little things that are labeled. You really don't. Just get your message out.
See, look, there's Daniel on YouTube. Proof that we are, in fact, streaming there, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, thank you, Daniel.
I love the live reactions. Where's my phone? Okay, here it is.
Your phone's there. Do you want me to do anything?
Well, I think we need to talk to Sammy here pretty soon, because
Yes.
we are running a little bit late, and I don't want her to...
Well, here's your time.
Okay.
And
So, oh yeah, all right. And so the other thing I'd invite you guys to do, because I really do, there's a lot that I'm up to, as you can see. And I'd love to invite everybody who's watching this and everybody here in this room to visit my site is meetbobdoyle.com. And this is, hold on, let me just, and you'll see all the different things I'm up to and how I'm doing them and what I can offer you and so on and so forth. And this has just also been a really fun way, all my affiliate programs, all of that stuff. So I invite you to connect with me on all these different channels because I like people, turns out. So, so I'd love to connect. So Sammy, if you want to come in here. Yes, well, no, we have one for you right here. Ladies and gentlemen watching at home, ladies and gentlemen in the room, the visionary behind Brand Builders Club, the reason we are here, the founder, my good friend, who is about to sit down as we trade out.
I'm leaving. Hold on.
There's a hug going on.
Is this mic on? Yes. Thank you, Daddy.
Ignore the we're up against an improv. It's really a miracle. Ladies and gentlemen, Sammy Blindell. Okay, now you can take this out if you want amongst the crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Sammy has apparently a couple of questions for me because I elicit a lot of curiosity.
He does elicit a lot of curiosity.
Look how snuggly we have to get.
I know.
It's a really cozy thing. It's great to have guests in this video.
It is. I've got deja vu. We did this
That's right,
2
we
years
did.
ago at about 7 o'clock in the morning at your apartment in LA before I caught my flight back to England.
And now I'm remembering that we did the song then too, didn't we?
Are you going to?
I did not hear.
Thank God for that. I thought he was going to make me sing.
No, we don't have time. You've got too many questions.
Okay, so I have a question, but I think we should also take some audience questions too. So
because
who
especially
has a
since we have
question
the
in the audience. Does anybody have a question about live streaming? We need a mic runner, please. So I've got a question.
Yes, let's hear it.
So I have a brand. I want to take it to the world. And we have how many change makers in the room want to take their brand to the world? Just a wee few. And so live streaming, it seems like it's a really expensive, time-consuming thing. Is that true?
Well, obviously, if you're not doing this, if you have a phone, you're done. You're done buying anything, right? It couldn't be more simple. It's one button push simple, and then you can, like I said, in Facebook, you can add little graphic elements. You can use filters. There's all kinds of fun, creative ways to do it engaging, but it doesn't cost you any money. Once you start broadcasting from the desktop instead of your phone, it can be as simple as just a microphone. You don't have to have a green screen. You don't have to do anything. You could use the microphone on your computer, although normally I use a professional mic, but I wasn't going to carry that. It's just not necessary. They can hear us just fine. But no, you can spend as much or as little as you want to. But like I said, this is a laptop, which I guess in its day was, a fair amount, but not like $5,000 or anything like that. It's probably
But a normal laptop would do?
Well, today's normal laptop would probably do right now. It's about your CPU and it's about your RAM.
What do they mean?
The processing power of your computer and how much memory it has.
Okay, cool.
Because it can run out quickly, especially if you start layering things like this.
And is it easy enough to create something like this? You shared your keyboard here. So this isn't a normal keyboard. It looked like a normal keyboard from on the screen, but this is an iRig Keys Pro.
Yeah, it's really just it's a MIDI keyboard. It's made for music, not this, right? So it's just for musicians to be able to play, but it sends what are MIDI signals that this program reads and converts into instructions that you set up. You set up these shortcuts. None of this is rocket science. It's just a lot to learn. And when I was talking to you guys last year, or on the cruise, what I was offering at that time was teaching everybody how to do this. But what I realized very quickly is that while people get excited about doing this, if they don't have that hardware and all of that, it becomes more frustrating. So now I'm really more about. I love to help people do this. This is like my favorite thing. If people want to know how to do this and are willing to do the equipment, I can shortcut this. This has been a long learning curve that I can shortcut very quickly. But really, I'm just wanting people. I didn't show this to people to intimidate them. I wanted to first have the conversation around how easy it was, like you brought up again.
Well, and to prove that it's possible.
Yeah, to prove that it's possible. You can get as elaborate as you want, and I could get more elaborate if I wanted to. But actually, my computer won't handle it. Okay, well, let's take some audience questions.
Okay, Gene.
I have a question. I want to know about this miracle and what you do to achieve this miracle. When I look at you there, I can see a green screen, plain green. When I look at you on the screen, I can see a cool lake. It could be Switzerland, it could be somewhere in the US. How do you do that? What do you need?
Well, the chroma key technology that is built into this software, what it does is it looks for the color green and takes it out and shows whatever is behind it. So each of these scenes, like if I flip over to this is actually an entirely different shot or a scene, and it's composed of various layers. The background layer outside, the background, and then in front of that is the studio itself, which it has green windows that are showing.
You lost me already. Where is that picture coming from? Do you have a...
It's a video. It's a video. So I can put any video or picture that's on my computer, I can use it as a graphic element, as a background, as a foreground, as whatever I want. So I just have got a bunch of media loaded into the computer, you know, including these videos. And then I just tell the software that I want this video to be what is outside. It literally on my screen, it says out the window. And I can change that with every show really quickly. It's basically I can go and click a thing and say, okay, now I want it to be the forest or whatever I want. Very, very quickly to change the scenes. And if I had done it ahead of time, I could set it up where I could change it in real time.
Hold on, you're still losing me because I still don't know how the picture gets from your computer to behind you. The shadow.
Gene, what you do is you go and pre-buy the images or videos. So you could go to somewhere like iStockPhoto.com. And they tend to have videos. That means you can buy stock photography. Bob probably knows of some as well.
Yes, I use something called audio, well, it says audio blocks, but they also have video blocks.
Oh, yeah,
and that's where I get all my background music and these videos. And what's great about them is they are royalty free, so I can use them without any sort of copyright infringement, same thing. Now the music, the Bob Doyle Show theme, obviously I did myself, so there's no copyright infringement, but I do use a lot of stock music for various things if I want to set a mood or if I'm doing a bit.
So it's Gene, it's not as simple as this, but it's effectively, you've got an image on your laptop, you go into your Word document, you import the image into that, right? So it's just a program that you have that you import the images or the videos that you already have on your device and you pull them through. Just trying to keep it as simple as possible.
Yeah, I think I actually have sort of a video that walks through the basic building of a scene that I could share in the group.
Oh, that would be brilliant.
Yeah. Just so you can, this would help you a lot, just to see it being built from scratch.
Okay, who else has got a question?
I actually just want to add one thing really quick, is that, the software also allows you to do presentations and such. So one of the things that Bob will do is use the same software, which, you can go in and show all in one group, is, if you have a webinar or a presentation or something else that you want to do live, it also allows you to do all of that.
Yes, in fact, this is what I use to do, whereas some people will use Zoom for interviews and things like that. I use this because I can make it look however I want. Same with the look and feel of, instead of like using GoToWebinar, again, I can make it look however I want, and I can put my face superimpose and all sorts of creative ways to, again, just stand out. Just do something different that when people are scrolling down the timeline, they go, that I haven't seen. If they're scrolling down the timeline, they see a moose head. Do you think maybe they'll stop and go, what the hell? You
Christine carries that moose everywhere.
Wow.
Any other questions, guys and girls? We need to move on. Okay,
there's a question back there?
Ishreen hasn't asked many questions yet. Ishreen, let's come to her.
Hello? Does this work? Yes. Oh, hi. Just wondering, is that my scarf you're wearing today?
Yes, it is.
Oh, wow. I'm just wondering, on that note, how would you tag people in your video? Is there a possibility without mentioning them?
Can you tag people in your video?
Yeah, can you?
Can you tag, but you said without mentioning them?
Well, like pop-up or something. Like, say you wanted to credit somebody.
Well, you can always, you can
A
tag
banner, I
people.
guess.
Oh, you mean like across the bottom or something like that? Like a lower third?
Is it? No. I mean, like on Facebook, you can tag
Yes.
people in a photo.
Oh, yes. Well, on video, can you do that on the video?
Yeah.
Like where they click on the video and go there? No.
Okay.
That would be cool.
Yeah, but sometimes.
But you can still tag them in the description, and you can tag them in comments. There's other ways to bring them in later.
And you can promote it to everybody
Yeah.
and let them know where to go so they'll see it.
Sometimes I'd like tagging
Yeah.
what I'm wearing, so people know,
Yeah.
go to their website.
You can do that before you go live when you're
Yeah.
typing the description. You can do it after the fact, and it'll still get out there. Absolutely.
And you could also remember to share it. So wherever you stream it live to, you can then share it and duplicate the content.
All right.
Okay, I think we need to end because of we're getting the.
Bob, you said that you stopped because obviously on the cruise you were training people how to do this.
How to do this specifically,
right.
yeah.
And you don't do that anymore.
Oh no,
So
I do. It's
what
just
do
there's
you
more
do?
of a vetting process.
Right. So how do like because yeah.
So well, the other day or this morning when we were talking about live streaming, and I asked how many people have not live streamed, and they were giving the various reasons. So what I do now is really kind of a blend between all the things I do. It's not just strictly here's live streaming because, as you know, there's a lot of reasons that are internal that people don't do this, right? And so I'll bring my 20 years of coaching into that. So I have a thing called Live Stream Boot Camp. So it's not the jump start, it's the boot camp. And it's an everyday, and you know the power of this,
Yes.
an everyday journey through live streaming where, I'm giving assignments of live streaming, we're getting clear on messaging, the whole thing, it's just really getting people
Really
comfortable with it. And it gives them a safe space to practice, right? Like we were talking this morning about create a fake page or whatever, but this way they can come into the group and introduce themselves and feel all nervous and make their mistakes and sweat and all that other stuff, and everybody's 100% supportive. And that is so valuable, the building of the confidence.
And I should imagine that because you're going live within that group and everybody's building the confidence of each other, you've then got viewers.
Yes, you have.
Because you're all supporting each other when you go live.
That's right, that's right. And you're going to find your voice. And see, to be able to have a place like that, to be able to find your voice so that when you go outside the group, you've got it. Then you can really approach the public with confidence. And so we're looking, we want to do that in 30 days, which is, it's amazing how quick a person can gain confidence, right? I mean, do you remember your first live stream?
I do.
Do you remember what it felt like?
It was like,
Well, how long before you just were like kind of in the groove?
It took about 3 days.
Yeah, so see,
About
that's
3
not
days, it was nothing really. The first time I did it, I was like, oh my God, what am I pressing? And I forgot to save it after I went live and all sorts of stuff. And then another time I interviewed somebody and they didn't have their earphones in. So there was this high-pitched, horrible noise because they didn't have earphones. And it was like, So in my first 3 days, I learned so much. But then after that, it was easy.
Those are the exact types of things that we're talking about because there are so many of those technicalities because Facebook allows you to bring in somebody, but if you both don't have headphones, it's a catastrophe, right? So learning all of those little things to maximize the effectiveness of your simple live streams and how to add maybe a simple frame. And then over the course of the 30 days, I'll introduce more advanced concepts like this so that if you want to implement them or learn them, you can.
And what I love about this is that all the skills you learn for this, if you can be confident going live, you can then be confident creating videos, webinars, and all of the other things.
And even getting on stages.
Yeah. Yes.
Even getting on stages because
you
learn to interact. It's not just out. And so we talk about the importance of engaging, like I talked about this morning. Say their name, make them a part of the conversation. I'll make up entire histories. I had this one gal who came on. I said, "Hey, I'm going to say her name, Ashley Fowler Brown." I made up this whole biography, like totally made. She's a best-selling author, and so I just made stuff up. And everybody knew I was joking, but she's consistent. Because we had fun together, we engaged, and that to me that's what makes all of this fun. To actually interact with real live people, form real relationships, and like I said this morning, I just don't know of a better way than live stream to do it.
No, it's the fastest way by far. And I've only been doing my show for I think 31 days. In the lead up to this, and I've got so much traction, and I've had clients come through it already. So if you're thinking that, oh my gosh, I don't know how to get started, or I know what to do, but I just haven't had the confidence to do it, seems to me like this is the environment to do that. So how can they get involved?
Well, if you look at your screen right there, we've got meetbobdoyle.com/bootcamp, and that will get you started. Look, this is one of my very favorite things to do, not just live stream, but to actually share live streaming. And because I'm all about creative self-expression, it's what drives everything. And so all these projects that I get involved with, working with people, it's generally about bringing them out of some kind of a shell to share themselves. And this is just really my favorite way.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Give it up for Bob Doyle! And thank you for watching.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for the Bob Doyle Show right now, live from Manchester. We're out of here because I'm supposed to be in charge of keeping things on time, and I've made everything late. So we will see you later.